Hello, welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with friends and get your game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Don Black. Join me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey, Don. Excited to be here in July. That's crazy. When did that happen? 2 days ago.
Yesterday, as of the date, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how months work.
That is how months work, but still.
And then the months begins. Yeah.
So is non-E3 now over, technically?
I mean, yeah. I mean, by the normies terms, I'm running this shit until Gamescom, though. You know what I mean?
Okay. So more stuff could come before Gamescom. In theory.
In theory.
I mean, that's true. THQ Nordic's got their thing.
THQ is this month, so
sometime.
Who knows what? Yeah. It's like next week or whatever, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. There's stuff happening. I was gonna say, did you take advantage of any of the end of whatever they got? End of financial year sales? Did you buy anything?
No.
Cool.
Did you?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. It'd be more helpful at the start of financial year sales when we go to tax return money.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. When you spend all your money before you get the tax return money back, and then you'll spend that money at full price, not like clearance price. You know what I mean? Not like sale price.
See? I'm not falling for that trick. That's why the Steam sales don't look after.
I did buy something off the Steam sale, actually. Does that count as a end of year clearance?
Yeah, sure.
What did I buy? What game did I buy that I won't play? That was on sale. I brought. Why isn't this work? Oh, it's sort of by release date. No. Fuck. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Can't even remember. How do you sort your Steam library by like purchase? Like, why can't I just have a recently purchased? Man, fuck it. Hold on. Add shelf.
Sort by recent activity?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, the little clock thing.
What clock thing? What are you talking about?
Next to where in your library, next to games, there's like a little clock.
It says what's new. No. There's a little clock. It says release date, friends playing alphabetical, hours played, last played. Do you reckon last played brings up? No, it doesn't.
No.
That only counts if you've played it. Anyway, I brought something.
Wouldn't it be under recent games?
Nah, it doesn't come up under recent games. Oh, I brought something off my wish list. Here we go. I brought a walk with Yaya. However you say that, the grandma game. Remember this one from a couple of years ago and all the shows?
Which one?
Walk with Yaya. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name. Is a heartfelt, solo-developed, bite-sized adventure game about taking your Greek grandmother on a walk after she has lost her confidence from scurry fall. Connect through engaging conversations, explore a relaxing environment, and complete micro-quests. Thoughtful adventure. It was on like a bunch of those ones. I like how people are like, they're like, man, you know what? I brought the Steam sale. I brought these fucking I brought Star Wars Jedi Order. I brought God of War. I brought Amazing Spider-Man. I brought fucking Call of Duty. I'm like, I brought this game about walking your Greek mother after she had a fall. Yeah. I don't know. Did they do Steam games like sales like they used to, where they like change the games? Well, no. You know how they used to do. So. You know what I mean? Where they used to change the, like you'd see different deals. No, the deals would come through, different deals.
I feel like no, it's not like every hour they change or something. I think it's just
but you remember that, right?
Just blanket. Yeah, I think it is ringing a bell.
All right, well, that's what I got. That was not actually that exciting. I remember the other thing I brought.
This one's kind of boring. I mean, it's just sale. Normally there's some sort of theme or random thing. No.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, I like flick through it.
There was some usually there's some sort of incentive to spend all your money.
Well, they give you the trading cards by going through your queue.
You get trading cards for everything.
Yeah. But then if you get a really rare one, they're basically NFTs. You can sell them for stuff, right? I think that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
PC gaming.
Valve invented NFTs is what I'm hearing.
See, I'm paying a lot more attention to my Steam library now that I've got the ASUS Rog. I'm like, suddenly my Steam library is more interesting to me.
More interesting, yeah.
A lot more interesting to me.
A lot more indie.
Yeah, a lot more indie. It's fucking. It's like, give me all these indie games where I'm like, that looks cool, but I don't reckon I'll have the time. I'm like, I got a 30-minute lunch break. And I'll be talking about one of those things later.
Ooh.
At the end of the show. All right, let's get into the first thing. So, no game review by either of us on the website this week. Review up by one Buddy Watson, who reviewed All Elite Wrestling Fight Forever. He gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Saying, as a lapsed wrestling fan, AEW reinvigorated my love and passion for wrestling. If you are an AEW fan and or prefer the old school, easy to pick up and play, hard to master arcade style wrestling and gameplay is a priority, then you have a blast. From a pure gameplay perspective, AEW Fight Forever nails it. From a creation and career mode perspective, not so much. I've been playing the game as well. It is exactly what I expected and pretty much want out of this. Here's the thing. I haven't played a wrestling game since like PS2. So I feel like I both neither had the time to take this code and do the review, and I personally didn't really want to review it either. I was happy that Buddy wanted to do it because I just didn't think I had I'm very much of I'm an AEW fan, sure. I'm into wrestling now that I for the first time in jump back on board a couple years ago. Yeah, for the first time after 10 years away or whatever, probably. But as far as wrestling games, I definitely haven't played one that I owned since the PS2. So I have no idea what the fucking I have no comparison point or any of this sort of stuff. Now, you haven't played this, have you?
No, I have not.
Yeah. But you've seen some of the you've got the general watched the videos or anything? You've seen the
I've seen a bit of it. Yeah. I saw Buddy streaming.
Yeah. Buddy was streaming of night, twitch.tv/Buddy
Watson.
Maybe
there's
the
12
game
on there,
is,
maybe not.
I don't remember, to be honest. That's fine. I think we got it right. So AEW Fight Forever, developed by Ukes. Ukes, from what I understand, did a lot of the early ones. Namely, everyone keeps calling it No Mercy as the WCW, right? And then SmackDown, the PS2 SmackDown game, and I don't know, a bunch of these ones that people love. People say Ukes did, and then 2K took over, and then that's where we are now. Is what I understand as far as WWE games go. So that's the developer of the game.
Yeah, I don't know if Ukes particularly did it. Obviously that was done by 2HQ, 2THQ. I think they got the director of the game, Hideyuki Yoshida, involved in the making of all AEW Fight Forever.
Yep.
But Ukes was the company that was doing the WWE games before
2K.
Before 2K.
Yeah. And this game goes.
They did a lot of the 2K games as well.
Publishing them. Oh, 2K published their games.
Let's have a look. So they did. I don't think they did No Mercy. Let me have a look.
Everyone keeps saying No Mercy. So someone.
No Mercy is obviously a highly regarded version of the game from the Nintendo 64 era. So everybody kind of it's got this cult following, and everybody kind of wants a game like that again. But ever since, everything's kind of gotten more sim-esque or realistic, and that was a lot more arcadey.
Yes. So this game is pick up and play very easy. You can pick up and pretty much work out the core basics of this game in a couple seconds. After that, you're in a rabbit hole of figuring out how to do cool things. But as far as could you hand the controller to someone and can they play this? Yes. You quickly go, what's square do? Light attack. Triangle do? This other attack. Cool. This button makes my character run. This button does a grapple. Yeah, that's better. I'll need to know. spam buttons, they'll do something, right? You know, it's not like very like that's the arcade sort of feel, I guess. And they've talked a lot about in the development of this game having it be, you know, easy to pick up, hard to master. That's that sort of mentality for it. I've been very much enjoying it, although I do get pissed off. I've been playing the career mode, and I'm not going to say I'm like good at this game. Definitely not, because I haven't played a wrestling game in so long, and like just these sort of things.
Yeah.
But I always get really annoyed when I'm fucking playing Kenny Omega and I like lose to some jobber, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, like it's so annoying.
You lose on Dark, yeah.
Yeah, I literally lost on Dark. Like I'm not even joking. Like I lost on fucking Dark. It's absolutely disgusting. So, but that's not the game's fault. That's just me being bad at the game. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. There's definitely been a lot of pausing, opening menus, and even very quickly going. The menus and the tutorials of this game are non-existent nearly, to the point I just straight away took to Google, took to YouTube. Surely this game's out now. Like surely content creators or streamers, whatever, journalists, someone's done an article. How do you play this game? Someone had. That was a lot more helpful than the in-game tutorials. Yeah, which is definitely a negative against the game. Or someone else has done a better job at explaining. They were like, if you double tap this button, it does this. If you do, like, it's even the simple stuff of like, okay, well, triangle and square, they're your main attack buttons, and then someone quickly explained, oh, but if you hold them down, they do strong versions of those attacks. I'm like, okay, well, no one ever told me that in the game. But sure. Yeah. You know, like just very basic stuff, but like the game just does not do a good job of explaining. That said, you don't need to know any of this. You could probably just play the game and you could button spam,
figure it out, or
like you could probably just learn. Yeah, you could, and then when you
discover.
You can learn it, sure. And if that's the way you want to go about it, I personally, not so much. I'm like, I just want to know how to do like people's cool moves. Like, I don't want to be flailing around just doing shitty attacks. I want to like be pulling off people's like finishes and signature moves and all that sort of stuff. You know, I want to look cool. So it's gonna be a learning curve. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing it. It doesn't hold my attention for super long though, is the only thing I would say. I could definitely see I'm definitely like in it for the long haul, but short bursts, I guess, is the way, which kind of works out, I think, for this type of game anyway. And it means I'm not going to burn myself out and like hate it very quickly. And I didn't even bother buying a physical copy. I just bought a digital copy. I'm like, I'm just going to want to have this installed all the time. Like if I get really hyped for a pay-per-view or a match and I like, I feel like excitement for something, and the idea that now I'm just going to have this and I can just boot this up and play as whoever I want, and like that's something I'm always going to want to have as someone who's like a fan of AEW. So I was like, no, I just want this installed all the time. And they've already got DLC characters announced. I'm sure they'll announce more and all this sort of shit. So I don't have, outside of that, I honestly don't have. This is my problem. I don't have too many criticisms because I just don't know how to talk about wrestling games. Like I don't really care about the visuals too much. I do think for me personally, having it like the characters all look like the characters, I can tell who they are without it having a weird, like they're trying too hard to make them look real. And then whatever that word is, like, it's just like, they look like video game versions of the characters.
Uncanny Valley thing, yeah.
Uncanny Valley, yeah. They look like video game versions of the characters, but I can tell exactly who they are without having to think about it. Like, it doesn't look that. You can tell clearly who everyone is supposed to be. It's not that bad. I know people have been complaining about the graphics, but I like, it's definitely not like a visually stunning game, but I do think animation wise it's very technical. Like there's a lot of like animation stuff happening, different characters reacting and grabbing their body parts after attacked in the correct ways, like not just like they get hit in the back, they grab the back, they get hit in the front, they grab the front, like just stuff like that helps sell the overall match and like what you're doing and whatnot. The fact that every character has their moves so detail orientated around the way they would do their moves and everything, and I don't just mean their finishes, I mean everyone, as someone who watches AEW weekly, their multiple shows and stuff, everyone has the way they would throw a forearm, the way they would do a pin, like everyone's legit. Like there's a lot of work gone into the animation and stuff here, more so than definitely the visuals and stuff. What have you made of it from what you've seen and stuff? As someone who's played more wrestling games than me.
Yeah, it's hard to tell as someone who's hasn't actually had much hands-on or any hands-on. It just kind of feels a little bit bare is the only criticism that I've seen pretty regularly. Consider, especially, well, it's going to be put up against WWE, which is this year one of the most content-laden versions of the game in a while, with its showcase mode and its career mode and its universe mode and its GM mode and then the online factions stuff. It seems like there's only matches or career mode or the Road to Elite thing, and that's kind of it. And online,
it definitely feels like this game doesn't care about anything you just said.
Yeah.
This game was very much, and you can tell it was designed as, we're chasing the hardcore, we're chasing those fans we're speaking about, the No Mercy 64 fans. We're chasing that audience, and we're also chasing we're a game that's made for people sitting around a couch together playing. Like just exhibition matches, like pick up a controller and play. Hand a controller to someone at a party, play. Like this game, I definitely feel like the Road to Elite was like one of the last things that came together for this, or like at least factor. You can tell all the effort's just been putting into getting the core game right and the move set and all that sort of stuff, and then everything else after. And I think it is what it is. It also feels like one of those things where they just decided they had to release it. You know, because I feel like the release date sort of came out of nowhere, and we kept asking for like ages. I wonder when that game's going to come. Wonder when that game's going to come. You know, blah blah blah. Soon. I think eventually they might have just reached a point where they're like, I think we just release it, like, and then we'll just work on it from there. You know, like
maybe it's a games of service game now.
Yeah, well, I do wonder, like, why do we need a sequel to this anytime soon? Not really. I mean, the core stuff's here. The only thing you would release a sequel for would be a visual
does any
overhaul.
wrestling game need a yearly?
Well, that's the
release?
thing. Not really.
No.
And if they continually release DLC and expansions for this, not only and then free updates, so free update changes and updates some of the because the thing is, there's a lot of stuff in this game that doesn't make sense currently. Like it's about a year behind AEW current. Like the way some characters are, lore and stuff like that. So if you can do free updates and fix some of that, and then you do paid updates for not only new characters and stuff, but like even like
rings and
sets and stuff like that. Sure, you can bring in Ring of Honor, New Japan, like that. The road's pretty.
That's not going to happen.
I don't know. Japan. Why not?
Because they've got their own deals with
they got that game.
Yeah.
But how come they can't have a couple wrestlers in this, in a New Japan pack? Couple core ones that are like if they did a Forbidden Door expansion and they added Will Ospreay, all this, you know, like the couple, I was trying to think of like 2, 3.
I mean, it's totally possible. I don't think it'll happen.
Okay. Well, I mean, bare minimum, Ring of Honor is a given eventually. Yeah. A Ring of Honor expansion, a multiple Ring of Honor DLC packs. They could spread those characters over, all those people over a basis of things. You add in all the Ring of Honor belts. You get that. You do a massive DLC pack that brings in both the Briscoes with the Ring of Honor tag belts. Like there's just so much content. I feel like there's no need to do a sequel. Like at this stage, you do a sequel eventually, sure, and then when you do a follow up, you fucking like you keep the core basics of this and you make it prettier, you know. You add in a much better, you fix everything, you fix all the stuff that people complain about. You add a better career mode, you add more customization for creator wrestler,
more types of matches.
Yeah, but I feel like more types of matches they could add in. Like surely that's something you could add in. Like, maybe. Does that need the whole game, or is that?
Well, it depends if you give it away for free or not.
No, I'm going to say not for free. I'm saying if they're adding more match types, that's paid money.
Really?
I think you could do some for free and some for money. Depends what it is, I guess. What other match types do you reckon they could add, I guess?
I don't know. What do they have?
So they got like normal, they got tag, they've got like free for all, 3v3, I think. They got a ladder match, exploding barbed wire match. feel like I'm
Well,
forgetting.
you need your all your crazy casino battle royales, and
they got casino battle royale,
whatever the latter one is.
Yeah, they got casino battle royale. They don't have the casino ladder
you need
match.
Blood and guts. You need Anakin in the arena.
Yeah, fucking how do you do Anakin in the arena?
Exactly. Okay.
Anakin Arena is paid DLC. There's no way that's not. If that's
going to be the next game.
That's a whole game,
yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon you're gonna ever pick this up, or you, like, even if it's on cheap?
Not unless we wanted to make content or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, I'll stream it.
Will you though?
Okay.
You know.
Fuck you then. What if I need them to add Maki Ito to the game, you know? The funniest thing to me is the complaints about...
I mean, if only there was some sort of fantastic creator wrestler function in the game, then, you know, you could have every single wrestler.
But here's my problem. With this one, as a person who doesn't play these games, right? As a person who doesn't play wrestling games, people complaining about creator wrestler stuff, are they complaining because they can't create their own characters or because they can't create wrestlers from other companies?
Both.
Because I don't get it. Because even if you could create, like, let's say I could create Maki Ito, let's say I could create, like, random shit I want, like Nick Gage in this, right? And having versus Mox in an exploding barbed wire deathmatch. Because that's something I'd love to do. The thing is, even if I could create Nick Gage and make it look exactly like Nick Gage, they got to move or walk or talk like Nick Gage. So I don't get it. It's just a wrestler. But it's just a visual thing then, you know what I mean? Like he's not going to, I can't, like, how do I program in?
I don't know. Are they actually talking in the game?
No, they've grunted.
Exactly. See?
Well, how do I make them do the moves? How do I make Nick Gage, even if the creator wrestler in this was so good and I could make it look like Nick Gage, how do I make him pull out a pizza cutter, shove a dude's head through the ropes, point it towards the camera, and just fucking chisel away at that flash? Like,
I don't think Nick Gage is the best example of this.
Why not? There's a button that makes Orange Cassidy put his hands in his pocket. There can be a button that makes Nick Gage pull out a fucking pizza cutter.
They don't have the rights to Nick Gage. That's problem number one.
Well, geez, GCW DLC. I don't know. Just keep it going. All right, read Buddy's review on ExplosionNetwork.com for all his thoughts.
If only Buddy was here to talk about this. Am I right?
Yeah, sorry, he had to go on a different podcast instead of ours. It's fine. Write the review for us, do the audio.
That doesn't seem very well played by us.
All right, let's talk about a couple news items, and by a couple I mean literally two, but one is a little bit longer, I guess. So Annapurna Interactive had their 2023 showcase earlier last week. Yeah, last week. Time's a blur. Did you watch this?
Yes, I did.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you would or not. All right, so I'm going to run down all the trailers in a sec, but firstly, what did you think of the Annapurna showcase this year?
I thought it was really good. Obviously, Annapurna, they've got their own idea of what their showcase is going to be, with like going around to the different devs. It feels like a even more streamlined day of the devs, I guess. Like that sort of style of like dev interviews and that kind of stuff. If they don't have like any expensive stuff to show off and that kind of stuff. Lots of very different games and then a cool like license reveal at the end. So yeah, I thought it was a really solid showcase. Yeah, we got some dates for stuff we want. So yeah, good.
Yeah, I really liked it as well. I feel like it was well paced. I liked how it's cut up between, you know, straight up just here's a trailer to here's like a dev, meet the dev, but the meet the dev's like a very highly edited, well put together piece that introduces you. And everyone that was meet the dev was like you don't know these people, right? Like I've never heard of any of the people in this, and they're all like very different sort of things. So, and then all the games are very different, very cool. But yeah, Annapurna, obviously, very big indie game. I feel like people have an idea of almost what they publish, which is usually weird shit, but lots of cool games in here. So, rundown: Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, first game. Really fucking freaky trailer that started off the showcase. I don't actually know what the hell this game is, but what a weird trailer. I reckon this is actually
just
thing.
Yeah, just very terrifying. That's it.
It's like a puzzle narrative
all it wanted to be.
or some shit, I think. So, anyway, still coming sometime in 2023. Then we got a new gameplay trailer for Cocoon. Patterns?
Oh. That's what the dude says in the Lorelei and Laser Eye trailer.
Oh, fair enough.
Patterns.
New gameplay trailer for Cocoon, plus a release date for September 29th. So, this is a new game from I can't remember the person's name, but anyway, one of the head people behind
Jep Carlson,
Limbo and Inside.
Lead gameplay designer of Inside and Limbo.
There you go, that guy. Every time I've shown this game, I've been very confused about what it is, the idea is, and I'm still slightly confused. Although I do feel like this trailer does a better idea of like making your mind go, "Well, that's fucking weird," but I want to have a go, sort of thing.
You know what it is? It's Ant-Man.
I mean, kinda. I guess
he's got sucked into the Quantumverse, and he's got to slowly work his way out. A much more interesting and less problematic version of that movie.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it does sort of look like you're playing in multi dimensions, right? Of like small factors, sort of like Ant-Man as his character, but you're having to like solve puzzles in one version that affects stuff in the other. I don't know, something like that. Does that sound? Do you reckon that sounds somewhere on the
something
on the wavelength? I mean, the dude makes puzzle games, right?
He does, or like puzzle
adventures
stuff.
or stuff. So
yeah.
I don't fully understand it, but I'm keen to know more. Is definitely where I fall on Cocoon. We then had an Australian game coming out of Perth. It's called Lush Foil Photography Sim. And I think it is literally that. It is a photography sim. So don't go looking for some like twist and there's the fucking monster running out of the forest or some shit like that. I don't know. But very beautiful game. Looks like you're traveling the world. As the title says, I believe it's just a photography sim.
It looks like the most boring version of Pokemon Snap you could expect.
Because there's no Pokemon in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
It's Nicholas Pryor Simulator, going around taking photos of shit.
It does look very pretty.
Yeah, very realistic.
Very realistic. I'd like to know, I guess the drive for something like this would have to be like challenges and something like that, I guess, like for specific photos or something.
It could just be experiential,
I guess it could be experimental. If it is just that, I'd be keen to give it a go, but I definitely would be like, I'd get my fix and be done. But yeah. Keen to find out more either way. Mewtwo? Anyway, Mewtwo Games was the first developer spotlight we got. So this is a married couple. Japan. I thought this was a cute little funny interview where they're basically like, we tried to make games and we thought we're together, and like he asked me out once and I said no, and then he asked me out again and I said yes, and then afterwards they're like, we decided to try and make games together, but we wasn't sure if it'd work because and I'm thinking because you like live and work together, like that's usually asking for trouble, but apparently it's working for them, so good for them. They're working on a game that doesn't have a title in it or anything. It's just called Project D, so probably ages away, but it was a cool little spotlight into a 2-dev couple, which is cool. Then we got the absolute wildest fucking game I think I've seen in quite some time, with one of the most, it's been a year of catchy songs, right? And this is up there now. This is probably the best one. When it pops up and I go, tote. Okay. Tote bag. Like it's like toad spelled backwards with a T or whatever. And then afterwards I'm like, oh, to a T. Yes. Okay. I get it. Yep. So this is from Kaita Takashi, the Katamari Damacy creator. And it has absolutely all the weirdness you would expect from him in a game. It's about a character who is walking around T-shaped.
It's a little boy whose arms are stuck out to the side, full wingspan, in a T-pose constantly, which raises a bunch of questions.
It does, and this trailer asks many questions, like how do they brush their teeth? How they get to catch a bus?
How did they change their clothes so much?
They changed the clothes.
Like, you would, like... 'cause
Never
those all look
forget
like-
you're the perfect shape.
None of those clothes look like they would easily get on someone who's stuck in a T-pose position all the time. Like, those
favorite part
sleeves
is-
should be stretched to fuck.
There's also just so much weird stuff in this, including the fact that there's animals. Like, outside the dog, there's like giraffes and all
giraffe.
dogs, animals. And there's at one point he like spins off
It's got like
in a
a choir.
shape and flies off into the sky. And then
Like in a
alien ship
judo
fly
costume.
past.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool, is what it is.
Also, the
What do you reckon you're actually doing?
What
What do you reckon you're actually doing in the game, though? Because
I have no idea. I'm sure, like small mini games or something, or like small puzzles.
I don't know. The other
Would be my
interesting thing is
guess.
at the end of the trial, it does say in collaboration with Able Gamers.
Yeah.
So,
Well, clearly this is a
Interesting.
condition that somebody's dealing with. You know, I'm sure there's many people stuck in the T-pose.
stuck in a T-pose, yeah, sure. If you haven't watched that trailer and you're going to watch any of the trailers we're talking about, just make that the one. The song will be stuck in your head for a week. We then got a fresh look at Flock. So this is a game they announced last year. Still doesn't have a release date, but you're flying around on your little colorful birds, collecting other birds to make your flock. It's sort of one of those corny trailers where they're like pretending like, oh, fucking we're playing together and stuff like that. But I mean, I'll give it a pass, I guess. You don't get many of these days, and
No,
you know, it's not like it's for the Division or
it's not.
any others.
And
Like,
it's a very different genre to the ones that you
Yeah.
usually get with those
you
kind
usually
of.
get it for like shooters and stuff like that. So
It's like, I got your
Put you on a
six
boo. Yeah, I got your six.
grenade.
Yeah. This one they're like, hey, I can see you got some colorful birds. Like, check
Where
out
do I
my
get one?
flock. Where do I get one? Oh, I got them down by the forest. So yeah. I mean the game looks pretty cool. It's like funny characters, bright birds, fly around, looks pretty chill. So then got a trailer for Ghost Bike reveal trailer.
Spike.
Doesn't show much. I like the art style. You're just like a dude on a bike.
Yeah.
You know,
is it a racing game or is it something like?
I don't know. But look, cool. Art style's cool. Name's cool. Keen to find out more.
Yep.
That's about all I got for that one. Then Glass Revolver was the next developer spotlight. Just focus on the one dude making this game, which he talks about how he was originally a 2D game, and then he had all these ideas to make it a 3D game, and then eventually he was like, "No, fuck it, I'll commit. I'll bin the entire 2D version of the game, and now I have to make it 3D." Which I was like,
Yeah,
you know what?
cool.
More power to you, my man.
And then we'll play
More
it
power
and
to
we're
you.
like, man, this game would have been awesome if it was 2D.
This game would have been so much better if it was in 2D. I did look up. Oh, actually, maybe I just clicked on his profile then. I remember looking the other day when this was on and being like, oh, I might try that other game he talked about, Ida. And I saw it was like $25 or whatever. And I was like, I'll wish list it maybe later, sort of thing. But I just looked at 60% off on the Steam sale at the moment, so it's down to $8.78. Maybe I'll try it. It's his first the game he talks about. Another one is it's a bullet hell boss rush adventure. It says, armed with her father's revolver and guided by a strange ghostly cat. You'd probably like this actually by looking at the trailer. This looks like a game you'd play if you want to $8.78 to have a go at that. Well reviewed and everything, so I guess that helps with how We Kill Monsters has got Annapurna's support. So
Just a bit too bullet helly for me.
bit too bullet helly, but you like isn't what's it called bullet helly? That dead dude one? What's that called?
Nah,
No?
not overly.
Okay. We then got Mundane. So this was a PC game that originally came out to 2020. And actually, no, it was on everything in 2021, I think. Or it came out PlayStation 2022 or something like that. Anyway, this game's always looked cool. It's been on my wish list in several places. I've never got around to playing it. Again, it looks really cool here. What it is, though, is it's getting a free 4K upgrade and maybe some other things. But I think 4K was the major thing, like a visual overhaul. Free upgrade for PS5, Xbox Series XS, PC, all that sort of stuff. So we then got that deeper gameplay overview into Bounty Starts. This was another one they announced during their showcase last year. This is the farming game. Yeah, because there's a
The
million
mech
of
farming
those But this one, you're a fucking mech. They've at least got something else going for it. So yeah, half the game is you're going around as a retired bounty hunter, and you're like, well, no, I guess you're still a bounty hunter. I guess yeah, you're a bounty hunter. You're going around in the mech, and you
never stop being a bounty hunter.
It's true. You're doing jobs, and then on the side, you're coming home to your base. You're building up your base. You're growing, and then you're growing some flowers and herbs and stuff on the side, and an old garden back there. So it's a weird combination of things. I thought it looked pretty cool. What do you think?
Yeah, looks interesting. I like the worlds. It's definitely not going to be a direct competitor to Armored Core, but could be some fun.
So. No, yeah. Probably has less buttons in Armored Core, so
I don't know.
Stray then got announcements coming to Xbox on August 10th. So Xbox fans can finally play that.
Interesting, because a lot of the titles were like Game Pass games. Or were announced for Game Pass. Stray, no. You have to pay for it, you fools.
Cool trailer with the cat knocking the Xbox controller off at the start.
I'm sure many a person has had a cat knocking controller off the table.
It's realistic. People at home going, most realistic trailer I've ever seen. Thirsty Suitors was there next. So again, an absolutely insane trailer for this game, which is a game about battling your exes, disappointing your parents. I don't know, skating. I don't know. It's an absolutely insane game. It's coming out November 2nd. We got a release date now. So it's coming to PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Very keen for this. It's a dating game. It's a parent sim. It's a roller skating game.
It's a lot. That's what it is.
It's a music game. It's a tea making game. What do you reckon about Thirsty Suitors?
It's very keen. We've been keen for it for
since it was
12 months. I think it was
shown here last year or something. Yeah, it was Tribeca, yeah.
So it looks fantastic. Very excited that it's finally coming out. We can be thirsty together.
There you go. Heard it here first, folks. Story Trailer's getting a free update, new characters and scenarios. It's also coming to Netflix on September 26th. And again, to reiterate, because I saw everyone in the comment section watching this live at 3 a.m. in the morning going, Netflix, what the fuck does that mean? It means that if you have a Netflix subscription, you can download it for free on your phone. It's basically what it
on your mobile devices, yeah.
On your mobile device, yes.
Fantastic. And I'll definitely be playing it now.
Yeah, because to be honest, this is exactly the sort of game that I would prefer to play on my phone than anywhere else.
Yeah. You can check out, it was
Will reviewed it, I believe.
Will reviewed it, yeah. And he said, he binged through it and he wished he hadn't. He would have preferred to solve a couple of puzzles every day.
Time. Yeah.
And that sounds like a good part of the morning ritual.
Yeah. And you can do that now
Pokemon,
when it comes to...
Do a couple of those Marble Snaps.
Yeah.
A couple of those storytellers.
Yeah.
Doom scroll on Twitter for get your 600
tweets. No, that's like 300 and then 300 later,
Okay.
Yeah, split it down.
Hopefully they bring out a
timer?
Yeah. Or a check.
How many tweets have I viewed today, Elon? You dirty
How many tweets have I got left?
You fucking muppet. Follow us on explosionnetwork.com/Twitter if you can.
But also Facebook, Instagram,
wherever we may go. I can't. Don't even get me started.
Hit us with those invites.
Hit us with those invites. We're gonna need them. September 26th is when you can play this on your phone via Netflix. And then the last announcement for the show was the reveal of Annapurna Interactive's first in-house developed game. So this is the first game they're doing by themselves, not publishing. So interesting. And what did they choose to do? They've got Blade Runner. So Blade Runner 2023 Labyrinth is the game. Reveal trailer doesn't show much, doesn't show you what type of game it's going to be or anything like that. It's very much just a mood thing. It looks like you're playing as a Blade Runner because they're hunting for one. It's at least that's what I got via the trailer, the very short trailer. But yeah, what do you think of Annapurna's first in-house developed thing being Blade Runner, and what do you think of the trailer?
Yeah, I mean, it looked fantastic. I don't know what I expected, but we're making our first in-house game. Yeah, you know, Blade Runner wouldn't have been the first thing that came to mind. But you know, it's a cool pick. You know, yeah, it looks like they're showcasing the world. Obviously, was it 2033? So like, that's got to be before the Ryan Gosling film, right?
It is. It's called 2049. So yes.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think, the anime was before or after?
This could be around the same time as one of the anime things, but not all of them, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm hoping this is, I would love a good, it could be new age point click, like Telltale point click, but like that sort of thing. I'd you know, adventure game. Yeah. What do you want now? What do you reckon would be a good suit?
Oh, it has to be some sort of adventure / detective.
Yeah.
Sort of like, in a perfect world, it would be Disco Elysium in Blade Runner, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So hopefully it's not like a crazy action game.
No, you don't want a crazy action game. Yeah, but
I feel like I don't think that's really Annapurna's vibe. So.
No, it doesn't make sense for them to. Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good pick. So, yeah, hopefully we find out more. But yeah, keen.
Yeah, it's just so weird that they got the license to this. I thought they, you know, their first title would be like on one of their movies that they co-produce on.
Yeah, I know, right? It's fucking weird.
Like, of course, they co-produced Terminator Genesis, so maybe a Terminator game. Or, you know, they co-produced Sausage Party. That would have been a good fit.
Yeah. Imagine, like, here's our first in-developed game. Comes up with Seth Rogen fucking laughing.
A bunch of sausages and buns.
Yeah. What an ant stinger for that showcase that would have been.
You know, all the other perfect fit would have been a Phantom Thread game. Just sewing. Phantom Thread.
Oh, Phantom Thread. Yeah. I mean, you can make a sewing game. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was Annapurna Showcase. I got one other news story for this week. Big shit happening at Niantic. So, Verge writes, Niantic lays off staff and shuts down games as it focuses on Pokemon Go. Verge writes, Niantic is making major organizational changes, including layoffs, game shutdowns, and a closure of its Los Angeles studio, according to an email from Niantic CEO John Hanke shared on the company's website. The changes are designed to narrow the company's focus, especially on developing and maintaining its cash cow, Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is nearing its 7th birthday and it's still incredibly relevant. According to Sensor Tower data shared in June 2022, the game has earned about $1 billion in revenue per year, but shut down later attempts to recapture lightning in a bottle, including games based on Harry Potter, Catan, and 4 other titles as part of layoffs last year. Other companies haven't had much success with the genre either. Microsoft shut down Minecraft Earth, and CJ Projekt Red is officially shuttering its AR game in the Witcher series on June 30th. Alongside the round of layoffs, which will affect around 230 employees, Niantic will be sunsetting its NBA game, NBA World, Hanke said, and will stop production of its Marvel game, Marvel World of Heroes. Despite the many shutdowns, Niantic remains, quote, long-term believers in augmented reality as the future form factor for computing, end quote. The company is also keeping an eye on mixed reality devices like MetaQuest Pro and Apple Vision Pro, which he says are, quote, an intermediate stepping stone to true outdoor AR devices, end quote. Moving forward, Niantic's top priority is to, quote, keep Pokemon Go healthy and growing as a forever game, end quote. The company will still develop and support games like Pikmin Bloom, Peridot, and Monster Hunter now, and has continued to invest in AR platforms for developers. I don't think I need to ask if you think this is crazy news, because every time we talk about Niantic announcing a new AR game, it was like, why? How is this going to work? Like, who cares? Like, it's going to die in a month. Like, it just, like, it's one of those things if I swear, like, everyone can see the writing on the wall for a bit. And it sucks to say that, because obviously 230 people losing their job is terrible. But yeah, I don't want to say like I didn't see this coming as a inevitable. It's just unfortunate it had to affect people's jobs, of course. Yeah, how do you feel about them? Like, how do you feel about them? What do you think it finally made them realize? Like, do you reckon it was just the money loss or something? Like, and they're finally like, fuck, maybe like these 17 million games we're trying to make, or we're trying to capture the magic of Pokemon Go. Like, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe we should focus on getting one better.
I feel like probably the licensing dried up, like a lot of these studios, or a lot of these licenses were like, no, but none of these work. There's no point trying to keep trying, the MLB is not coming to them and going, let's make an MLB, AR game, let's make a Digimon RA game. It's like, yeah, we'll just put a bunch of money into it, make something a knockoff of Pokemon Go. I think, they struck a, gold, and they haven't been able to kind of replicate it because nothing is on the scale of Pokemon, really. I don't think there's a franchise that could sustain, and they clearly hasn't been. The idea.
The other problem is that not only is it's not really even the franchise of Pokemon, because there are, like, Marvel is bigger than Pokemon, right? I think I could say that, but the problem is that Pokemon thematically it just works. That's the thing. Like,
everything else just feels shoehorned into the idea.
Yeah, Pokemon is literally go around, you're walking around, you're capturing wild Pokemon. Hey, look, there's a Nidoran at my house. Like, all these things just work. Battle a gym leader, it works. There's a Pokemon Center at this house, it works. Like, all of it. Do battles now, it works. Like, it's just, I don't think, like, they're trying to replicate such a one-off scenario is the problem. And I don't know why it took them so many people and so many games to realize it's kind of ridiculous. It is good for these other games because it does mean that they're now at least going to be more focused, which will hopefully mean better for the few games that they've got, rather than them consistently announcing a new. I feel like there was a stage last year where I was coming on here every 6 to 8 weeks going, hey, Niantic's announced a new game. Like, at least that's how it felt to me. So
yeah.
What do you reckon about the ones they've kept? And do you reckon they must be doing better than we think? So Pikmin Bloom has been out for fully, I think, now for maybe a year. Monster Hunter now, I'm not actually sure, to be honest. Peridots, I think, still in early access.
Monster Hunter hasn't even been released yet, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. So that's in early access or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, only in some parts of the world. Peridot, I think's the same or just out.
Yeah, Peridot's pretty recent. From memory,
because that's their official.
That's their own one, and I'm sure, I suspect a lot of these would be licenses. It's just cheaper to cancel in the contract then.
Yeah,
or the contract, the base minimum has been met, or something like that.
Yeah,
and then Pikmin Bloom, probably they need to keep it alive, otherwise they'll lose funding or whatever.
Nintendo's like,
they'll have to pay the money back or whatever.
You will make this popular. We have Pikmin 4 coming out.
Or maybe it's just in the black.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
so it'll be interesting. It's weird. As this happened, they pushed a bunch of updates to Pokemon Go, fixing a lot of things that made people really happy. So I was like, half my Twitter timeline of Pokemon Go players being like, man, yeah, great news, and then the other half is like, sucks, I lost my job. Like, I'm like,
wow, and you half your timeline's Niantic employees?
Yeah, it is these days when I can only read 600 tweets. My timeline's 600 tweets long. It doesn't take long.
Yep.
It's gone,
Yep.
All right, I want to.
Hang on. I've got two stories I want to cover.
Okay,
Dylan,
you can put them in the show notes, you motherfucker. But
Dylan, have you ever seen a game come out that was so bad that the developers are like, "Nah, we're not making the games anymore like this"?
I feel bad for them, but yeah, I tell the story then quickly.
So, reading from Polygon, publisher Daedalic Entertainment is closing the Hamburg. Daedalic Entertainment is closing the Hamburg, Germany-based internal studio that made the Lord of the Rings Gollum and has ended development on a second project based on the Lord of the Rings intellectual property. The company has confirmed to Polygon Daedalic will instead fully focus on its publishing business. In a statement to Polygon, Daily said Gollum did not live up to expectations we had for the game, but added the publisher will continue to work on another patch for the stealth adventure game, which will be released in May. Daily said that its plans to work with former employees to place them elsewhere in its network. So yeah, could you think of any other studio that's kind of packed it in after?
No, I can't. But I mean, I honestly feel bad for them a little bit. Like, I haven't played all their games
because it's so public.
Yeah,
you know, normally if a game's terrible, nobody talks about it. It just shows up on Steam. It is bad, and
yeah.
This one
end of the career.
I mean, yeah, it's like no, we can't do this. We can't. Like even in sport, someone has a shit game, they just play and they have another match. It's not like someone doesn't like have a terrible match. It's like, no, fuck it. I can't play this sport ever again. I've like lowered the standard of this kind of the sport,
That's the part that confuses me the most is how did they have so much riding on this? And why did they think it was going to be successful enough to keep them going? Like if this failing was the end all, like really?
I don't know if it was necessarily them, because obviously they're part of the big Nacon group, which is a part of Embrace.
Group.
So maybe they got the tap on the shoulder from someone higher up. It's like, nah, you can't publish it under this.
But they're putting out, unless it's another developer doing it, and I don't recall that being part of the news, but they announced that Deponia or whatever.
Another developer's working on it. It's not.
Okay, that explains
internally.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, do you know where the Daedalic name comes from?
No, I assume it
comes from Daedalus, who was from Greek mythology. He was renowned carpenter and sculptor and inventor and the builder of the labyrinth. He fashioned wings with which he and his son Icarus escaped from Crete with. Unfortunately, they flew too close to the sun and then perished to their deaths. So, should have seen the writing on the wall. Should have seen it coming.
I like their Pillars of the Earth game.
Also, Variety has reported that Among Us has been tapped to be another in a long line of recent video game to TV
fucking
adaptations,
of course you bring that.
with an animated series in the works at CBS Studios. Specifically, CBS Animation Productions is partnering with the game's developer, Indersloth, with Owen Dennis, notable for having created Cartoon Network and HBO's Infinite Train, as well as serving as a writer on regular show, tapped to be the show's creator and executive producer. It'll be animated by Titmouse, who have done Big Mouth, Star Trek, The Lower Decks, and The Legends of Vox Machina. This is one that doesn't make sense to me, because there doesn't seem to be a discernible plot to Among Us, unless it's like a bunch of crazy shorts.
Battleship movie.
Okay, so you're defending this? You're keen for the Among Us TV series? You're not going to be a unnecessary hater?
I love Among Us.
Have you ever played Among Us?
Yeah.
When?
I booted it up once.
Doesn't really count,
Does it? Does it not?
No,
I was among the game's files. I downloaded it. We can go over this a million times. It wasn't. I said I'd play the fucking game. Every time Kieran's like, "Oh, we're gonna have like 7 to 8 people." I'm like, I don't know 7 to 8 people, cunt. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Pretty sure you do. You've got all these people on your Twitter timeline.
Reach out to all them. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So when the TV show comes out, we're forced Dylan to play Among Us. Be like, this isn't like the show at all.
Yeah, I'll really be able to tell the plot from the pudding then.
Yeah. The only way it makes sense to me, if it's like a series of shorts, that would make sense. But like a half-hour thing. With
Why can't it be a full half hour? They just give the random Among Us characters. They just make characters up, right? They just add personality to them.
All they're doing is like working the jobs, and then there's one of them's an alien imposter. And he kills everyone.
Yeah, but like that's the whole season.
Like
that's the whole season. They're done.
I don't know how you could stretch that out for a whole season.
I reckon you can just add little random subplots, little random things that go wrong. Characters start dying off. It's a horror movie, man. You haven't watched enough. That's the problem. You don't know how horror movies work. Among Us is a horror movie. Teletubbies is a horror movie.
That's true. Also a TV series. But.
Yeah. Both. It's a horror TV series. I'm still playing Final Fantasy, but I'm not going to talk about that. But I do want to talk about a game just quickly that I started playing last night, and it's a lot of fun.
I've seen a lot of people bring this game up, and they're very excited about it. It seems to be the Final Fantasy killer.
I fucking hope so.
Should I play Final Fantasy, or should I be playing this game?
So the game I'm talking about is Dave the Diver, right? So I'd heard about this game before, but it was in early access, and I was like, I don't care about this shit. Fucking early access, get out of here.
No.
Fully released this past week.
Normal access.
Normal access, full price, version 1.0. Let's go, baby. You know, like let's get in there. I believe it's only on PC. I've of course been playing it on my ROG deck. At work today, lunch break, last night in bed, today before the podcast, while I'm sitting there in my chair. It's a lifestyle, man. It is a lifestyle. I never played this game once on my PC. Losers. Anyway, it's the game is.
What should ROG deck people be called? Like as a collective,
Roggers.
Okay, we'll get that.
Roggers.
We'll get that.
You know,
we'll trademark that. Get a t-shirt.
Get that going. Yeah,
get that going.
So me and my Roggers. Yeah, #Roggers. No one tell me that's some weird sexual innuendo I've never heard of because you'll ruin everything for me. Fucking, you Google it, and it turns out to be something about sticking a steel pole where the sun doesn't shine or some weird shit like that. Come on, don't tell me it was some racist thing either. That'd be even worse.
Seems safe to me.
Are we good?
I don't know. I'd have to.
Seems safe. All right, cool. Lock it in.
Seems safe.
Seems safe. Right, Roggers. We're locking in
check
Roggers
Urban
until.
Dictionary, but you go.
Okay. There's a problem with throwing out random words. You don't have someone's turned a random word into a euphemism or something. Or some slang inappropriately. You know what the world's like these days? What these people do? I'm spelling it R-O-G-G-E-R.
A Rogger is a cigarette which is rolled. Yeah, R-O-G-G-E-R.
Yeah.
So a Rogger is a cigarette which is hand rolled. That's not too bad.
Yeah. No, that's too bad. We can live with that. Is that all we got?
Well, I mean, not a great description.
Yeah, but we can have the second. We can add the second Urban Dictionary meaning. You know how sometimes words have multiple meanings.
I mean, look up Rogger on Urban Dictionary.
And what? Why? What are you saying that you want me to say? What's so bad you can't say it? This doesn't sound good, Ash. Oh no! Fuck!
No, I don't think it's
no. Hold on. That's R-O. That's 1G.
I got 2 G's.
Are you sure? Because the
1G would just be Roger.
That's true, actually. Roger. All right. Hold on. No, hold on. I mean, this is important. I know I was about to talk about something, but this is important.
No, I don't think this is actually bad. So
I think it's fine. I think we can lock it in.
Yeah. So no, but the you know how they use it in a sentence?
Is it the barn one?
I don't know what you're looking up. So Rogger.
Yeah.
A cigarette which is hand rolled using Rizla.
Yeah. Romeo Rogger, pussy.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, he's the pussy in that sentence is the other person that is asking to roll the Rogger.
Just can you roll me a Rogger, mate? Nah. Roll me a Rogger, pussy.
It's like what?
Why is that the example?
It threw me off, yeah. But yeah, I think we could put Roggers on.
I think we can submit. I think if I click define word, can I add? Let's see if I can add it. I'm gonna add a description here. Rogger. All right, for how do we I didn't know you could do this. All right, so a Rogger No, hold on. How do you make it sound professional? Hold on. A
person
Rogger
who uses a
is a person who uses the ASUS Rog Ally gaming device as no, hold on. We gotta make it sound like they're a big fan. A Rogger is a
avid user.
Avid. There we go. That's a good word. Avid user. Or a Rogger is an avid user of the ASUS Rog Ally gaming device. Is that a simple one sentence description, right?
Yeah.
Now I need a sentence. Give me my.
I am a hardcore Rogger.
No. Grab me my Rog Ally, pussy.
Can't you tell I'm a Rogger, you pussy?
What the fuck? Why is that the description? I can't believe, now I'm thinking about it. Someone sat here, wrote the description, wrote that in as an example, and it's on the website. Why? How's it used in a sentence? Here we go. Hold on. Hey, hold on. I'll put it in. I gotta put it in quotation marks. Yeah. I love my ASUS Rog Ally gaming device. I consider myself part of the Rogger fan base. Yeah? Does that work?
Sure. Kind of tame and boring. You know,
yeah, but we're trying to get it on. We're trying to get this officially. Like, I don't know.
Clearly, there is not a high bar.
There better not be, because if this stays on the website, it may be the best thing we've ever done in this podcast, and it came up very randomly. I didn't realize you could submit new things to this fucking website. ASUS Rog, ASUS. I got to add tags. ASUS Rog Ally gaming. You can add a GIF. Can I add a GIF of the ASUS Rog Ally? Is there a GIF for that?
Well, I just scrolled down.
What?
Rogger is a handsome, charming, and loving person. He is someone who you can always rely on. His care and concerns for others are beyond words.
We're in good company, I think. I gotta sign in.
There's actually a lot of. Nothing terrible though.
I gotta sign in. Don't use your real name, they say. All right, that's fine.
Dylan from Explosion.
Yes. Definition will be reviewed soon. All right, everyone, check in. When you're listening to this Monday morning, if you head to urbandictionary.com, Rogger may or may not be the official terminology for the fan of the Rog deck. And
Rogger rabbiting when a goofy Joker-like friend lands a smoking hot girlfriend.
I reckon our definition is going to go higher than that.
I think it's
if it officially gets on the website, I'm going to tweet it out, and then if you could all use one of your 600 views to click on said tweet and go upvote the description, and hopefully that means we could get Rogger as an official description for ASUS Rog deck fans to surpass a cigarette which is hand rolled. That would be fantastic. I can't remember how we got here. What was I doing? What was I talking about? Oh, Dave the Diver. Right, yeah, Dave Diver. Yeah. Dave Diver, right. Have you looked up any of this game at all?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Do you want to go?
Underwater, you know? I do want to play it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yes.
Dave the Diver, very good so far. Very, 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 very good. I'm over here playing Final Fantasy last night because I'm still trying to get through that game, and I'm just like, fuck, why am I playing this shit? I should be playing Dave the Diver. Like, why did I stop? But anyway, do we go there? Dave the Diver is a game in which there is a story, and the story is Dave's like sitting at home at the start of the game, and he loves sushi. And they make that ever. It's like that. He's drooling about sushi. And he has some dude calling him up. He's like, hey, mate, I'm over here in wherever. I need you to come down here and dive, and I'm going to give you some free sushi. And Dave gets on a plane. So he flies over there. And the whole opening credit sequence is like him drinking a can of Pepsi, and then like the credits are playing in the background of like all the cars, and the can just goes up and down. He's sitting there on this plane ride. The game's got like a sense of humor, I think, for a lot of things. It's very good. I showed Ash a couple. I linked him prior to recording a couple like cut scenes from the game. Like you have like the head chef from the restaurant like look up and learn how to do new recipes. It's like the most anime as fuck, like every time he does it. You got a dude who can make weapons for you, because how the game works is it's basically two styles, two different areas. You've got a rogue like diving part, which is Dave diving into the ocean. And then the ocean and where stuff is sort of changes every time. You go down, you get fish, and the core of the game starts as you're diving to get fish so that you can come back and bring your fish to the sushi restaurant. But then quickly the game introduces other things like, hey, there may or may not be the hidden city of Atlantis at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe we should be investigating that. There's also like a giant kraken. There's a lot of wild shit going on in the game. There's like objectives and stuff to push you forward. And in the background, you got all these other elements happening. You've got like a harpoon gun, so that's so you can get fish. But of course, you can only carry a certain amount of fish. You have a certain amount of oxygen, all these elements that sort of will stop you from, being able to just spend all day down there capturing as many fish as you can. You can only carry so much, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if you get money, you can upgrade how much you can carry. You can upgrade your oxygen. You can upgrade your suit that lets you dive further into the ocean. All these things that make you be able to do more in there. How do you get money? By working in the sushi store. So then you go over to the other side of the game, and the sushi part is so you can set different, depending on what fish you get, and like rarer fish obviously cook better meals. You can set your menu. As you upgrade your restaurant, you can actually have better meals, more meals on show, all these sorts of things. And then people start coming in. Some of them will ask for green tea to be poured for them. You do like a little mini game where you try and pour the perfect tea, so then you get a better tip from them. Otherwise, you're just running backwards and forwards as the chef cooks meals, and you just run them to your people at the restaurant while they're getting their meals on time, so they don't get shitty and leave, and they give you good tips. And then they give you good reviews on the whatever they call Instagram in this game, where people are like rating a restaurant and stuff. A little bit further into the game, you can hire staff. I've got one person now because I'm only like a few hours into the game. But you can hire staff, and they'll run backwards and forwards, like taking meals to people too. You can hire people to do also kitchen work. So I guess as I get further into the game and there's more and more people coming, because obviously the whole idea is you're trying to make this restaurant super popular. So I assume you get further into the game, it's going to be quite hectic. The more you get into it, to the point that you'll need to hire more people to help you carry these meals backwards and forwards. You'll need to have someone else cooking other than the main head chef, et cetera, all these sorts of things. But yeah, so far it's just like really fun. Like it's just, and it like has the perfect sort of, every time you learn something new, reveal something, gives you a new ability or something like that. So yeah, you also, so when you go into the ocean, you have your little harpoon gun thing that's like infinite amount of times you can do that to capture fish. But then you also get guns, and the guns are used for like fighting off sharks, and I don't know what else. There could be other, so far like a big shark's the most deadly thing I've had to deal with. But I assume there's going to be weirder stuff that happens the further and further you get and swim down into the ocean. If you go like down super far at the moment, well, not even super far, if you go down further enough, you don't have to swim all the way back up. You can like, there's little areas that are like escape pods, and it drops like a thing drops from a ship for you to just go straight back up in. I don't actually know what happens if you die. I haven't died yet, but I think I did read something at the start of the game. It told me like you'd lose everything but one item or something, which I guess is like a rogue-ish. Like if you have like if you're carrying like a bunch of rare fish and you happen to get killed, you're gonna like, or risk it. Like there's that rogue-ish element to the fishing part of the game, which is quite cool.
Survival
element, I guess, to it and stuff. Yeah. You got pixel art design to it, very but it's very colorful, and all of the characters have such like style to them. Even with the artwork in the cinematics, which I was talking about before, all the characters just have such stylization to them and everything. The music's really, really good, really, really great music to it. I'm going to be honest. I'm only a few hours in, and I'm already like, this fucking game is the shit. Like, sometimes you just play a game and you're a few hours in, you're like, oh, this is a good video game. Like, this is a video game for the soul. This is what this is. That's what I'm preemptively gonna say Dave the Diver, even though it only came out a couple days ago. And I've seen some reviews, like a few places have reviewed it and gave it like 8s and 9s and stuff like that. I reckon this is gonna turn out. I'm putting it right now. Either this is going to be a surprise hit of the year or like one of the biggest indie games as people start clicking onto this. I think more and more people start clicking onto this outside of the people who've already picked it up. And I've seen I think I was looking before and I saw like IGN has reviewed it. They've given it a 9, but obviously
Dave the Diver is currently sitting at number 4 on the highest rating games on Open Critic at the moment. So
fucking hell, really? 4. What's its
it's sitting at a 91.
Holy shit. Yes,
behind Legend of Zelda, Resident Evil 4, and Street Fighter.
So it's got the reviews, but I haven't seen much, at least on my socials.
Sales?
I haven't seen much. No, sales are good. I think I've seen like Steam, it's like sitting in top sales currently. I think more and more people must be purchasing it based on this, like the last 48 hours of reviews dropping and stuff. I reckon
obviously it's a timing thing,
Yeah. I reckon this is gonna be one of the biggest indie games of the year. I'm saying it right now. And it's sort of hard to even talk about how good it is. Because the thing is, I'm only a few hours in.
Must
and I'm
be
like,
experienced.
Yeah. I don't know. To a degree, yes. Because I'm only a few hours in and I'm only just
also, there's going to be 8 critic reviews to be fair. So
there you go. But I'm still just getting my handle on the games a few hours in as it's like slowly delis out the, like here's introduce you the fishing part, then you get a gun, then like it does a good job at like pacing out how to give you one thing at a time sort of thing. But I'm just like, it's one of those things where as you're playing, like there's something special about this. I'm feeling it deep within me. So I'm very, very keen to keep playing this, and I suspect I'll be talking about it later. But I just wanted to give it a shout out because sometimes I play games, I'm like, this could be good. This might be good. Maybe I'll get bored of this. This is like one of those opposite times where I'm a few hours in and I'm like, if I had nothing else to do at all, I would very happily just sit here and play this game. Like I'm very much enjoying it so far. And maybe I'm more happy about this because I'm struggling through Final Fantasy of like such a roller coaster. Roller coaster that game is of me being interested, not interested for longer periods than interested so far. Then I'm playing this and I'm like, man, this game's fun. What a fun video game's like. What a fun video. Imagine wanting to play, enjoying a whole video game. Crazy concept. So, do you reckon you're going to give it a go? Or are you going to, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a go at some point.
Is it on sale yet?
It seems like it'll be a must play. I mean, technically it's 10% off, so.
Oh, there you go.
Do I bite the bullet?
I reckon you should.
I'm Dave the Diver.
Dave the Diver. I know. Has this developer done anything else even? Mint Rocket. No. I don't think so. Not that I can see. Can you see anything?
They did. No.
No.
I'm bringing up Nexicon when I clicked on there.
Yeah, I reckon it's just. Yeah, got nothing else.
Yeah.
No, highly recommend. It's fucking very, very good. I'm very keen to keep playing more. I feel like if you like, I don't know, if you like rogue games, if you like cooking games, if you like good video games, I don't know. Maybe look, I'll admit, if I come back hours for like next week and say I was terribly wrong, the game went to shit as I kept playing it, I'll admit I was wrong. But
yes.
But so far, I'm having a great time.
Pretty confident.
I'm pretty confident, I feel, with this one. Pretty confident. All right. That'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. Of course, let us know any comments, questions. Hold on. Let me pause. Let me refresh the page and see if we're on the website yet. Roger.
No.
Not yet. Okay. Don't forget, let us know any comments, questions, concerns. or your thoughts on the term Rogger to describe ROG deck fans by going to our Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. You can read one of our tweets as part of your 600 at explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. And if you liked this episode and thought it was worth $1, you can head on over to our Ko-fi page, explosionnetwork.com/support to buy us a coffee over on our Ko-fi page. And yeah, stay tuned to Twitter, Discord, or wherever the fuck you can read information from us these days to vote Urban Dictionary Rogger terminology up. I think this is very important to not only us, but humanity as a whole.
Yeah,
I think
it's
very...
mostly us, but
also I think it's a good term. I think everyone, the Roggers will generally agree that it's a good term that they can all get behind. I think.
Yeah, you know? It's got a good sound to it.
It does. It rolls off the tongue. Rogger. You know. I like it. I hope you like it too. Until next week, same time, same couch. Goodbye. Roggers out.